Kansas Ag Network.
Being animal agriculture, you can't be selfish. You have to take care of those animals before you take care of yourself.
If I lose a baby calf, I beat myself up about it. I guess I feel like they're here to feed us, and I'm here to take care of them.
Our end goal is to produce a safe product for the consumer.
It is not just a job out here. It is a way of life, and we would like to preserve that way of life.
The family-owned farms and ranches of Kansas. Care and respect practiced daily.
The Franklin County Farm Bureau Association wants to take you away this summer. July 25th through July 27th, you'll stop at Merrimack Caverns on the way to St. Louis and Union Station. Then it's off to the Monsanto Research Facility for all new things in agriculture. And the trip concludes with a wine history in Hermann, Missouri, and a meet and greet with the world-famous Budweiser Clydesdales. Transportation, lodging, and meals are included, and a $50 deposit holds your reservation. Full payment due by June 15th. For more information, call Sharon at 242-4130.
Crude oil down $2.04 at $46.15 a barrel. Gold is down $2.10 an ounce, and Tom Leffler of Leffler Commodities, what's going on at Wall Street?
Stock market has seen two-sided trading. At the moment, we're down 2 points at 21,134. The June dollar index is traded on both sides of unchanged. It is currently unchanged at 96.59.
This is the Kansas Ag Network.
Listen for your next Farm News Report at 1:40 on KOFO.
Stay tuned for the following special presentation from KOFO 1220 and 103.7 FM.
KOFO, your sports source for East Central Kansas, welcomes you to the Post-60 Ottawa Arrows American Legion Baseball Coaches Show live from Pizza Time in downtown Ottawa. You're invited to join us as we talk with Arrows head coach Brian Long and Junior Legion coach Scott Sneathan. The Ottawa American Legion Baseball Coaches Show is brought to you by Pizza Time, where you can enjoy food or drink specials during the show. Now, here's your host, Derek Chappell.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. Gary Bateman pinch hitting here for Derek Chappell, who's away this week, and we'll have him back, of course, next Wednesday, and our American Legion Coaches Show here on 1220 and 103.7 FM. We'll start things off with Legion Arrow coach Brian Long. And Brian, good weekend last weekend at Jim Allen Memorial Tournament. The Senior Legion won that tournament, 4 consecutive wins. I know you had to be pretty happy with overall the way things went.
Got started off on the right foot. Wanted to do that coming out of that tournament, and we saw some good things from our guys. I saw some decent competition, and was overall thrilled with the effort and the intensity we brought out during the tournament.
You know, one of the things I know that you and I talked about before the season started, because of the type of schedule that you'd put together, and with the changes in the pitch count rules, that were you going to have enough pitching? And it appears very much so that you're going to have enough pitching after watching last weekend.
Makes it a lot easier when you have some run rule games, some shortened games, and the offense takes care of business. And that's one of those situations where we didn't get anywhere near deep into our rotation, and we left a lot of people sitting on the bench as far as pitchers go. So that was a very cool thing to see. We got quite a few pitchers in the game, but we still had a lot more left in the tank, for longer tournaments, things like that. Games that, maybe when we reach that 7-inning limit, and then again when we play the 9-inning, 9-inning games, we're going to have a lot of pitching throughout the season.
Would you anticipate having a lot of games where you'd have somebody throw maybe 5 innings and somebody come up and finish out a game in a situation like that? Yeah,
definitely. It gives me a lot of options, and I know Nathan Roth, our pitching coach, has done a great job at kind of figuring out who's going to be our short relief, who's going to be kind of our mop-up guys, who's going to be the kind of the starter, and the people that rely on to get us through those big games and those big situations, those pressure situations. We weren't anywhere near stressed on the mound as much as we're going to be later on in the season, these first 4 games. But it was good to get those guys out, get their arms moving. We had a couple of guys that hadn't thrown in, maybe a month, maybe even longer than that. and it was good to get those guys out, get the cobwebs out, get some confidence underneath some of them. I know Cale Clark came out through an inning for us and looked very good. He had a very rough spring over in Paola, so it was good to see him see the ball go over the plate and go by batters and overpower some of the hitters that he faced. So, like I say, Cody Mitchell's another one that got in there for an inning, got the cobweb shaked off, and then we had Chance Crowley that has pitched during the spring, and it was good to see him come out and establish himself in the game and kind of dominate throughout the course of his appearance.
And by my count, still 3 or 4 guys out there that didn't get into games this past weekend that you could probably depend on for some innings.
When you can win a championship and you only have Trenton Ferguson, I'm sure we'll talk about that here later, but you have Trenton Ferguson throw an inning, you don't have Keegan Finch on the mound, you don't have Brock Huddleston throw, Jared Parente, those guys that can throw a good bulk of innings. And they don't even see a pitcher, they don't even see an inning. It's a good problem to have. It's very exciting, and we're going to have to manage that throughout the season as well.
Offensively, I thought that the team took advantage of the opportunities given to them. Not a lot of hits necessarily, but taking advantage and getting them in key situations.
The biggest thing was we were very patient at the plate. We drove their pitch counts up. So when you have a pitching advantage and you can flip the switch and put even more pressure on the opposing team to throw strikes, then you're going to see some pitches that you can drive and hit. And we did a great job at that. We took a lot of walks. We had a lot of 3-2 counts. Which is something that I love to see. There's a lot of things you can do with a 3-2 count. So if you can get to that point in the at-bat, then you can see a lot of good pitches. You can take the walk. That's actually how the tournament ended. Alex Trinkle drew it. I think he was down 1-2 in the count, if I'm not mistaken. Got back to 3-2 in his bases loaded situation, and he was able to draw the walk. So. The pitch selection, the patience at the plate, that's stuff that kind of drives your offense and allows you to see a lot more fastballs, which are easier to get on and hit.
I thought that people in certain parts of the lineup did the things that you really wanted them to do. Jared Parente got on base, and that's a key factor for you from that leadoff spot. You saw good performances from your 3 and 4 hitters throughout the tournament, and maybe even a special mention to Grant Maxwell in the 9-hole, who came up with, I think, 6 RBIs in the tournament in situations where he could drive the baseball.
Yeah, if we're getting that kind of production out of our 9-hole hitter with Grant, it's going to be a very offensive summer. That was very, very great. That was very good to see, and he the situation wasn't too big for him. He just came up, had some patient at bats, got on a couple fastballs, and he was playing line to line. There was balls that he was pulling down the right field line as a left-hand hitter, and there was balls that he was going opposite field and placing down the left field line as well. So that was great to see out of him. Again, Jared leading off. He's kind of the table setter. He's got the season started with a double, and Trenton Ferguson came up and launched a 2-run homer right there after that. You had the middle of the lineup. Donovan Sudi had just a heck of a tournament. The guy, the ball coming off of his bat, it rings your ears. It's a sweet sound when he's on your team, and it's a very paralyzing sound when you're on the other team. So he had a heck of a tournament. I'm not sure what his lines were and stats were for the entire weekend, but a tremendous offensive output from that guy in the center. And then 5, 6, 7, 8. We're not really giving anybody a break there either, and no matter who's in the lineup. So it's going to be a very formidable lineup and something that I think we're going to have a lot of fun with.
And just real briefly, the versatility was in play there too. You saw a lot of guys playing several different positions.
Yeah, something that we're definitely going to have this season, and something that we're gonna try to get everybody into different challenges and different positions. Gives us a lot more flexibility. Right now, when things are going good, I think you can just draw a lineup out of a hat and put them in there and be successful. So we're feeling good about the way we started, but again, that's just a start. There's a lot of season left to go, and we're going to get right into the crunch of things here in the next week or so.
Let's take a break right now. Come back, we'll talk with Coach Scott Sneathen with the Ottawa A's and take a look at their past weekend and what's coming up for them. You're listening to the Ottawa American Legion baseball program here on 1220 and 103.7 FM, KOFO, live from Pizza Time.
Pizza Time in downtown Ottawa has been Ottawa's pizza joint since 1985. Enjoy their lunch buffet Monday through Friday from 11 to 2. Dine in or carry out your order. Call 242-TIME. That's 242-8463. It's always time for pizza at Pizza Time.
Here's your chance to support the Friends of COF and work on your golf game at the same time. The 6th annual Friends of COF Benefit Golf Tournament is tomorrow at Sycamore Ridge Golf Course in Spring Hill. The 18-hole tournament kicks off bright and early at 8 with a shotgun start. Register now at COFTS.org or call Casey at 785-341-9170. Get your friends together and enjoy a fun game of golf while supporting COF.
This is Kevin at James Automotive, First and Main in Ottawa. It's hot outside, but it doesn't have to be inside. Call to schedule an AC check on your vehicle today. 242-3376.
The next general consignment auction at the Eastern Kansas Auction Barns coming up June 24th. Consign your items today by calling Daryl Stottlemyre. Now, don't worry about harmful outside elements because the Eastern Kansas Auction Barn is a large indoor climate control facility. Consignments can be anything: farm implements, lawn and garden equipment, tools, furniture, and collectibles. If you have something to sell, call Daryl Stottlemyre at 785-241-0208. And we'll see you June 24th at the Eastern Kansas Auction Barn auction.
I have to get to sleep.
Tom had a stressful day, and now he can't shut down at bedtime.
Need sleep.
To fall asleep fast, millions of people turn to Unisom sleep gels. They're non-habit forming and quickly help you sleep soundly so you wake recharged. Tom? Unisom sleep gels. A stressful day deserves a restful night. Use as directed. Active ingredient diphenhydramine hydrochloride.
It may not be the holiday season, but there's always plenty of holidays to talk about. Father's Day is coming up. You could send a card. After all, Father's Day is the 4th largest card-sending occasion, with 74 million cards delivered every year. Set yourself apart by adding a Groupon experience with that card. Go to the Groupon app or Groupon.com for great bargains. ABC's Happenin' Holiday, sponsored by Groupon. Download the Groupon app and save up to $100 a week on what you do every day.
The key to success? Keep it simple, especially when it comes to hiring. And nobody makes it easier than Indeed.com. Post a job in minutes. Set up screener questions. Manage your candidates from one dashboard. According to an independent study, 5 times more hires are made through Indeed than any other job site. New users claim your $50 credit to post a sponsored job at Indeed.com/credit. Indeed, the world's #1 job site. Terms, conditions, and quality standards apply.
Right now through July 9th, get $60 by mail on a Firestone Visa prepaid card when you buy a set of 4 eligible Firestone tires. Increase your reward to $100 when you make a qualifying tire purchase with your new or existing CFNA credit card account. Whatever you drive a Firestone.
Claim form required. Only certain tire lines are eligible and must be purchased from a participating Bridgestone retailer's inventory May 4th through July 9th. Prepaid card is issued by the Bancorp Bank pursuant to a license from Visa USA Inc. and may be used everywhere Visa debit cards are accepted. The Bancorp Bank member FDIC. Expiration applies. The Bancorp Bank is not affiliated with CFNA credit card offer. CFNA offer subject to credit approval.
KOFO and Beckman Motors are sending you to see the 2-time World Series champion Kansas City Royals at the K this summer. To win tickets, register at Beckman Motors in Garnett, and you could be there to see the Royals host the Toronto Blue Jays on Friday, June 23rd. We'll announce the winner on Monday, June 19th during the Brad Howard Early Morning Show.
Here's a swing and a high drive to deep right field. Way back is the right fielder, and it is gone. A home run by Mike Moustakas.
Register now to see the Kansas City Royals from Beckman Motors and KOFO.
Back here on our American Legion baseball program here live from Pizza Time, and we're joined now by Ottawa A's head coach Scott Sneathen. Scott, a pretty good weekend last week at the Jim Allen Memorial Tournament. I think you guys went 2-2, right?
3-1.
3-1.
Yep,
okay.
3-1.
Good. So you're just that close to being in that championship game.
Right. Yeah. That first game, we're still in practice mode. We haven't had any practice time whatsoever, so we're kind of throwing guys out there, not knowing what we're doing. For the most part, other than leaving 15 runners on base, we did pretty well for our first game. Little first game jitters, but we're right there.
And most of your guys had that extended time between the end of the season, the spring season, and coming in here, and that sometimes you get a little bit rusty that way, don't you?
Right, and also we've got guys on the team that haven't played baseball in 2 years. So they're filling in spots. We're throwing them out there, trying to see what they can do. And for the most part, up and down, 1 through 9 times 2 is they're making it happen.
Well, I know that you've got a situation there where you're trying to get a bunch of guys out there and get them indoctrinated. How did you feel all that went? Do you have some pretty good versatility on this club?
We do. I've got guys pretty much 2 deep at every position, and I've got many outfielders that I have to try to get some playing time in, so we can kind of narrow down the way the end of this season's going to turn out, starting lineup wise, and guys that can fill in for injuries or whatnot.
The wood bats, of course, a little bit different for some of these guys. How did you feel that all went?
I think it went well. A lot of these guys use wood bats in the cages when we're hitting anyway, so it's not that big of a jump for them. They're kind of used to it. They were excited about it because they had the bat vendor there, and they saw all the new technology in their bats and all that. But for the most part, it wasn't a huge issue for them.
You like that wood bat as a start to the season, kind of get that mode, and they have to actually, they've got to swing differently. They've got to drive a little bit more when they're using those wood bats.
Right, and for the wood bat to be the first tournament that we have and the first games that we have, I think it kind of lessens the pressure, I should say, because you don't go try to hit it out of the ballpark.
Right, you just can't do that.
No, you can't, and especially when we're talking 15, 16-year-old kids, it's tough to do, especially with a wood bat. So it kind of keeps them grounded a little bit, kind of humble.
Now, last night, kind of a tough game up against a good Lawrence team.
Yeah, speaking of humbling, that was a humbling experience, especially after the weekend that we had of the tournament, coming back and losing 10-1 to Lawrence, a good Lawrence ball team. It was humbling, but you know what? You've got to go through those in order to get where you want to be. And I think we learned a lot emotionally and physically last night, more than we did over the weekend.
And you'll find out a lot more about your team, about how they rebound. So let's talk about what's coming up for the A's.
Right. We've got a doubleheader tonight in Ottawa over here at Orlis Cox at 6 o'clock against Chanute. And then Friday we turn around and start a tournament in Garnett at 10 a.m. in the morning in Garnett.
Okay, so your pitching is going to be tested a little bit too then, isn't it?
Yep, yeah, it sure is. We're throwing guys out there. We're just seeing what guys can throw strikes, different positions, where they can be as useful as any. I've got guys going to work. I've got guys, I've got a kid whose mom just had a baby, or is getting ready to have a baby. So it's one of those things that I don't know who I'm going to have every night, so I've got to be able to put someone in there. And luckily, our depth is good enough to where I can do that.
Okay, Scott. Well, good luck this week, and we'll be talking with you again soon.
All right. Thank you very much,
Gary. All right. We're going to take a break right now. Come back with more live from Pizza Time. It's the Ottawa American Legion Baseball program here on 1220 and 103.7 FM KOFO.
Time in downtown Ottawa has been Ottawa's Pizza Joint since 1985. Enjoy their lunch buffet Monday through Friday from 11 to 2. Dine in or carry out your order. Call 242-TIME. That's 242-8463. It's always time for pizza at Pizza Time.
Today's cars made with high-strength steel and aluminum require new technology to be safely repaired. Here at CarStar, we provide our employees with education that is recognized by automobile manufacturers as well as your insurance company. Your car is a major investment, and we want to help you protect your family with a quality of work that you can rely on. Call 785-242-8916. That's 785-242-8916, and relax. We'll take it from here.
Here's your chance to support the Friends of COF and work on your golf game at the same time. The 6th Annual Friends of COF Benefit Golf Tournament is tomorrow at Sycamore Ridge Golf Course in Spring Hill. The 18-hole tournament kicks off bright and early at 8 with with a shotgun start. Register now at COFTS.org or call Casey at 785-341-9170. Get your friends together and enjoy a fun game of golf while supporting COF.
A lot of places sell hamburgers around here, and they might get you by in a pinch. But ask yourself, where'd that meat come from? At the Brandon Iron Bar and Grill in Princeton, our beef is raised right up the road from our restaurant, and our burgers come dressed as simple or as deluxe as you like. There's the original Iron Burger, your classic patty melt, the extra cheesy big cheese, our spicy Bronco, or the over-the-top Chadwich will help you redefine what a hamburger should taste like. We invite you to visit us soon at the Brandon Iron in Princeton.
Okay, clogged pores. I've had it. You think I don't notice your pesky blackheads? It's all I see. Why else would I be dodging photos, yelling back up, zoom out, not so close? But now, I've got Biore Deep Cleansing Charcoal Pore Strips. With natural charcoal, they pluck out stubborn dirt, oil, and even blackheads in just one strip. So go ahead, snap away. With Biore, I've finally found the skin of my dreams.
Biore, free your pores.
At Lowe's, we know that pros depend on their tools to do more than just cut, drill, and sand. Tools help pros meet deadlines, keep promises, and protect reputations. And now through Father's Day at Lowe's, pro customers can get up to 40% off select power, pneumatic, and hand tools from top brands like DeWalt, Hitachi, Cobalt, and more. The only thing better than getting a tool you can depend on 100% is getting that tool for up to 40% off. Visit the Pro Desk or LowesForPros.com for details. U.S. only.
I have to get to sleep.
Tom had a stressful day, and now he can't shut down at bedtime.
Need sleep.
To fall asleep fast, millions of people turn to Unisom sleep gels. They're non-habit forming and quickly help you sleep soundly so you wake recharged. Tom? Unisom sleep gels. A stressful day deserves a restful night. Use as directed. Active ingredient diphenhydramine hydrochloride.
And back here on our American Legion Baseball program, I want to remind you about the Pizza Time special for today. It is 2 large, one-topping pizzas for $20.99. That's a one heck of a deal. Come on down here while we're on the air, or maybe you can check us out just shortly thereafter. If you've got a brood to feed for lunch, come on down. 2 large, one-topping pizzas, $20.99 today at Pizza Time here in downtown Ottawa. And we're happy to be joined now by Wayne Laurie, who's one of the Ottawa A's baseball players. And Wayne, welcome to the program, and welcome to the American Legion Baseball program, too, I guess. Is this your first year at the Legion level?
No, it's my second year.
It's your second year, okay. What did you learn from last year's experience and made you want to come back and play again this summer?
Just like the atmosphere, just your team always having your back, fans always cheering you on, just being able to play. Pretty much.
Okay, and what position do you play?
I play catcher.
Okay, that's the tools of ignorance. I mean, you may have heard that being referred to at that point in time. What got you started being a catcher?
I was like 10, and I was playing for a traveling team, and Coach put me behind there, and I just loved it. So I just kept practicing, getting better. Now I'm starting on the A's for catcher.
What's the best part of your game defensively, do you think?
Probably blocking, and then
blocking pitches or blocking the plate?
Blocking pitches, saving people from taking bases, stealing home.
Okay. What things do you feel like you need to be working on this summer as far as defense is concerned?
Probably arm strength, getting that more strength, and then more like flexible in my left arm. Since it still gets tight every once in a while, but it's all right.
So, and are you referring to, you had an injury, I guess, last year. We were talking about that off the air. Is that what you're referring to? You still got a little bit of a recovery on that arm injury a little bit?
And then getting strength back in it too. Just everything's coming slowly back together.
Okay. How would you categorize yourself as an offensive player? Who would you, like a major league player that you kind of pattern yourself after? Do you have anybody like that?
Not really.
Not really. Okay. Are you a pull hitter? Do you like to spray the ball around? What do you like to do?
I usually like to hit line drives up the middle, in the gaps.
Okay. So concentrating on hitting it back up the middle and using the right and center field gaps. Okay. What about your experience so far? How was your experience this past weekend with the A's?
It was good. We did a lot better than I thought we were going to do. We went 3-1, And a lot of our players don't have a lot of experience, but they did much better than I thought we were going to do, and came out 3-1.
Tell me a bit about the pitching staff. Anybody there that, and I'm not naming names necessarily, but you had to kind of pattern your game based on what you have out there on the mound, don't you?
Yeah. If you got a kind of a slower pitcher, you got to, when people are stealing, you really got to move and get active back there.
Mm-hmm. And how about as far as calling pitches? You get a chance to call your own pitches, or do they come from the dugout generally?
Yeah, I call my own. Learn to just mix it up good, and then be able to fool hitter sometimes.
Yeah, so you're having to learn these guys and know what they can throw well in a certain situation, don't you?
Yeah.
And you got some the tournament coming up this weekend. Got a doubleheader tonight. Good luck with that, certainly, and thanks for coming on and being a part of the program today. We hope to get out and take a look at you here at some point in time.
All righty, thank you.
All right, thanks, Wayne. Now I think we're going to have Keegan Finch, who's an infielder with the Ottawa Arrows, who took some time off his busy work schedule to come in and talk with us today. Keegan, good to have you. Get as close as you can to the microphone without feeling too uncomfortable there. Good start to the Legion season last week. You guys picked up 4 victories over some good competition out there, and you were a pretty good part of it.
Yeah, it was nice to see everyone in there. Everyone did their part for sure. We got 4 run rules for a win, and it's nice having the New DeSoto guys or New Paola guys in. We've all grown up playing with them, so it's nice that they just meshed right in with everyone. So everyone hit the ball really well. Some guys stepped up that we weren't expecting to, and so it was just a lot of fun to play this weekend.
You got a chance to play a little bit of second base, a little bit of shortstop. I know last year you were almost exclusively a shortstop. Do you have any preference as to which middle infield position you play?
No, I have no preference at all. I actually enjoy playing really anywhere that they put me. It doesn't matter to me. I feel like I can play to the top of my level at any spot they put me. So really it's just what's best for the team. So having Rankin at shortstop, that's what works best for us, and that's what works best for us. I don't take it personally at all. I feel like I'm a good second baseman, so if I can support my team that way, then by all means I'll play second base.
And during the high school season you played a lot of second base too, so you've got some extra experience on that now, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a little bit different than shortstop, just from the angle the ball is coming at you. You have a lot more time to make an error. If you make an error, you can recover from it and just make something like the out. So, I mean, you don't have to play it as quickly. But, yeah, I mean, I play it just like I would play shortstop. So, to me, it's just a vital part, just like the rest of the positions in the infield.
You hit the ball well over the weekend. I think you had, 3 or 4 hits, if I'm not mistaken, drove in some runs, and that's always important if you're hitting in the 3-hole like you were.
Yeah, it was nice to see that. Toward the end of the high school season, I'd struggled a little bit toward the end and then kind of got it back toward the state tournament, but it was just kind of hitting right at people. But fortunately, this weekend I was finding the gaps and just the balls getting down, and I was able to, those guys were on base for me to put them in. So it was definitely not just me. Those guys were in the spots that needed to score. Had a lot of speed on the bases. So, I mean, just doing my part, like I said, those guys are definitely doing theirs. So it was nice to be able to support them and give them a chance to win. So.
Now, you've been a part of the last 2 Legion State Championship teams. What would it mean to you and some of your friends of same age to bring home a three-peat?
To us, that would be the coolest thing ever. Growing up, we always had the all-star tournaments, and we always won. We'd always win 2, and then we'd lose it, and then we'd win 2, and we'd lose it. So to us, this is kind of a big thing is we want to keep our competition level high, and I think everyone's got their eyes set on New Orleans this year. We want that. We want to be able to redeem ourselves. We've gone 0-2 the last 2 years at regionals, and I think we all know that we can do something at regionals, so we've got to earn our keep and play the spot, so it'll be all right.
New Orleans, by the way, for those of you who don't know, that's where the American Legion World Series is going to be played this year, so we hope that the team can get through state and then regional and get to that particular point. Keegan, I know that you also pitched some, and you didn't get a chance to do that over the weekend. Go at it differently, game preparation when you're going to be on the mound?
When I'm on the mound, usually I'd like to get a little extra, just play catch a little longer, just make sure my arm's nice and warm. And then I know I'm not a strikeout pitcher, so I usually just make sure my team's ready to go on the infield or in the outfield, because I know they're going to get a lot of stuff hit to them. So really it's just being able to trust my defense. Mentally, if I throw a couple balls or walk some guys, I know that I need to come back right from that and just know that I can trust my guys behind me. So as long as I'm throwing strikes, I think I'm usually all right. They make the plays behind me. A lot of the times they make that big play that just, if I'm in a struggle, they make that big play and it gets me right out of it. So it's nice to be able to have that behind me.
You've got a lot of guys that you played ball with since, 7, 8 years old, maybe something like that. You built such a camaraderie. I can tell, there's something about this particular group of guys that kind of stands out. Is it going to be something you're going to look back very fondly on, 20 years from now?
Yeah, it's definitely something that we're going to all miss. We've grown up together, like you said. Just every day we will hang out or just find something to do over a weekend. So we just all grown to be a close group of friends, and we don't just hang out on the baseball field. Like I said, after practices, we all stay around and talk for a while, or just find something to do, hang out at each other's house, whatever it is. So it's definitely something that we're going to all miss. So that's kind of one of the big reasons we want to make sure this is as good of a year it's going to. We want it to be being a lot of our last season, and we have a few going on to play college baseball, but. A good part of us are just we're just going to go to school after this, or join the workforce, whatever it is that we choose to do. So we just want to make sure that this last year is the best year it can possibly be.
Okay, Keegan, good luck with that, and we'll be paying close attention to you all season long, okay? All right, Keegan Finch, Ottawa middle infielder, and we'll be back with more here on our American Legion baseball program here on 1220 and 103.7 FM, KOFO.
Here's your exclusive KOFO Weather Center forecast.
Emergencies don't always happen between 9 and 5. All Seasons Air Conditioning and Heating in Ottawa is there for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. 785-242-2602.
Today sunny, the high 81. Tonight mostly clear, the low 55. Tomorrow sunny, the high 81. Tomorrow night mostly clear, the low 58. In your extended forecast, it's much of the same. With Friday mostly sunny, the high 84. Friday night mostly clear, the low 66. Saturday sunny and breezy, the high 89. Saturday night mostly clear and breezy with a low of 69. 77 in Baldwin, 76 in Garnett at the Ottawa Municipal Airport. Wind is out of the northeast at 7 with gusts as high as 16. Relative humidity is 39%. Barometric pressure is trending upwards at 30 and 1/10 of an inch of mercury. It's mostly sunny and 77 at KOFO.
Pizza Time in downtown Ottawa has been Ottawa's pizza joint since 1985. Enjoy their lunch buffet Monday through Friday from 11 to 2. Dine in or carry out your order. Call 242-TIME. That's 242-8463. It's always time for pizza at Pizza Time.
The weather's warming up. Is your car's AC going to keep you cool? This month's special at Beanie's Body Shop is 30% off an oil change with the purchase of a $99 AC checkup and service. Beanie's Body Shop in Ottawa. Call 785-242-4082 and schedule your appointment today.
Welcome to Geico's Motorcycle Meanderings.
Oh man, this is great. I sure saved a lot of money by switching to Geico. I scored some big savings, and now I can use their mobile app 24/7 for all sorts of stuff. Life just makes sense now. You know what doesn't make sense? If a car is called a horseless carriage, why isn't a motorcycle called a horseless horse? Maybe it would just be adding insult to injury for the out-of-work horses.
Geico Motorcycle. Savings that make sense.
Okay, clogged pores. I've had it. You think I don't notice your pesky blackheads? It's all I see. Why else would I be dodging photos, yelling back up, zoom out, not so close? But now, I've got Biore Deep Cleansing Charcoal Pore Strips. With natural charcoal, they pluck out stubborn dirt, oil, and even blackheads in just one strip. So go ahead, snap away. With Biore, I have finally found the skin of my dreams.
Biore, free your pores.
KOFO is looking to fill the position of board operator. Some responsibilities include operating control board for studio and remote programming, monitoring on-air programming sound, execute score updates on the KOFO website, the ability to work without close supervision, and flexibility in work schedule. Email your resume to kofo@kofo.com, mail to P.O. Box 16, Ottawa, Kansas 66067, or stop by our KOFO studio at 320 East Radio Road. No phone calls, please. KOFO is an equal opportunity employer.
And back here on the American Legion Baseball program, live from Pizza Time here in downtown Ottawa. Again, that's special for today at Pizza Time. 2 large, 1-topping pizzas, just $20.99. So basically what you're looking at is $10.50 per pizza, 2 pizzas, 1 topping, a large, that's $20.99. Coach Long joins us again once again here on the program. And Coach, let's talk a little bit about a special event that's coming up here a little bit later on. We'll make sure we get this in during this program.
Yeah, it's called the K for Cancer, or K Cancer, Knocking Cancer Out of the Park program. We mentioned it last week. We're going to continue to mention that. It's an event that we're going to have, that we're currently participating in and kind of hosting, raising money for the Franklin County Cancer Foundation. Our guys are very committed to participating in the community and being involved in the community. This community has given us a lot of opportunities and supported us very well. And we felt it was time to do something to give back to that community. So what we're doing is raising money through, we've got t-shirts for sale, and you can get those on our website at OttawaAmericanLegionBaseball.com. There's a link there for K Cancer. And you can order those online there, or you can make a flat donation there as well. You can also find an American Legion baseball player, come out to one of our games, contact a coach, a board member, a lot of different ways to get a hold of us and donate to the cause. On the 23rd of June, the Arrows will be hosting Emporia, and we'll be having a game that we're going to honor people that have fought cancer. Some of us, directly affected by cancer. Have a lot of people coming out for that. It'd be great to see the ballpark filled with gold jerseys. We're fortunate to have Ottawa Co-op sponsored our game jerseys for that event, so we're going to be wearing special gold jerseys for that night. The A's will actually host theirs June 21st, and they'll be playing at home against Olathe, so same thing there as well. And in between that, on June 22nd, we're going to be at the OMA, Ottawa Memorial Auditorium, and Tiffany Evans has invited us to co-host the event where they're going to be playing the free movie The Sandlot. And so all the players are going to be there watching the movie, enjoying conversations with the public and whatnot. And it's going to be a good night, and they can make their donations there as well. So looking forward to that. I think that event's 6 o'clock, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, so a lot of things going on with this particular program. So we'll talk about it again next week, I'm sure, but it's coming up next week. So let's kind of put your calendars together and get that on there.
Following week.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Well, let's talk about this upcoming week for the Arrows. We start off with what really has become kind of a marquee matchup in American Legion Baseball across the state, and that's Ottawa against Chanute down at Katie Park in Chanute tonight.
Great rivalry. Last year we ended up playing 7 games in which we were able to capture 4 of those, including the big ones at the state tournament there. So rematch of last year's AAA state championship game. Chanute always brings a good challenge to us. We've actually played them 13 times in 2 seasons. So it's always going to be a matchup that we circle on our calendar, and I know that they circle us as well. And we need to just go down there and take care of business. Merrick Brown will be starting game 1, and we need to just go down there and hit the ball well, continue what we did this weekend, and let things take care of themselves.
And you mentioned it's a rivalry, but it really is a friendly rivalry between you and Chanute.
Very much so. We've got a lot of respect for those guys down there. Ryan Ortiz was the head coach down there last year. He's since stepped aside, but Jamie Friedrich's the head coach now, and he was on the staff last year. Know those guys real well, know their players real well, and great community down there. They support their guys just as much as Ottawa supports theirs. So it's not a bitter rivalry by any stretch of the imagination, but when the two teams get together, you're going to see some good baseball, and we expect that to happen again this year.
Coincidentally, they played Emporia last night at Soden's Grove, and that's where Ottawa's going to be this weekend.
Yeah, we've got the Sam Ellis tournament. We play Emporia in the opening game on Thursday at 8 o'clock p.m. there, game that be on KOFO. And then Friday we'll play Salina at 1 p.m. and then follow up with a game against the Wellington junior team. So not sure how that got in there, but can't overlook anybody when you're in our position. So we need to make sure that we get off on the right foot with that tournament, and hopefully we can repeat what we did this last weekend as well.
It's a good atmosphere down there at Soden's Grove. I know this team's played down there for years and years, and it's a great ball field, great venue to watch a baseball game. It's just kind of a cool place.
Yeah, as long as the Peacocks,
aren't too noisy.
Too loud.
And let's see then, next week, I think right around the time we have a program next week, we got the Wednesday game, I believe. And is it Emporia?
I think it's Emporia. I think we're going right back there.
Oh, no, we're right back down there. That's right, yeah. So pretty busy week, and again, that pitching staff will be tested a little bit with that many ball games, but should be a fun week for this baseball team.
Yeah, we definitely want to see this. We want to get tested. We want to embrace that challenge, and that's something that we'll do as well. So.
Any other things you want to talk about here real quick?
No, I don't think so.
We won't talk about the night the lights went out in Orvis Cox Sports Complex?
Yeah, I'd kind of like to forget about that one.
Okay, well, we won't talk about that, but ask Brian the next time you see him about how he managed to darken the stadium the other night.
Turn the lights out, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's going to do it for our program for this afternoon.
Information and entertainment in East Central Kansas. KOFO K279CS Ottawa, where keeping you informed comes first.
Here's the latest from ABC News. I'm Daria Aldinger. Top intelligence officials are getting grilled today on Capitol Hill. The Senate Intelligence Committee wants to know if President Trump asked them to pressure the FBI to close its investigation into former National Security Advisor Michael Flynn. Senator Mark